All right, we are now back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are back. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? We are back. Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck is going on, but we'll figure it out. You can hear me? All right, fair enough. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Can you let's see. Hold on, let me see. Can you hear this?
Okay, you have more than one poll a week ago. Okay, 7%, 9%, and 9%.
Did you hear that? You could hear him talking? You did? All right, huge. Wow. Wow. You see what they're doing to me? Yeah, I had to restart the computer. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, let me double check with you. Can you all hear this?
And I love President Trump, and anything he says to do, I do.
Can you see this?
Anything he says to do, you will do.
I will.
Literally anything.
Him and Jesus, yes.
Tara, you can
Those
see
are
her?
my two top guys.
If he told you to that an election was stolen,
Hey,
would
do you think
believe him?
Obama could have done that?
Hold on. Okay. W's to the chat. I'm so sorry. All right. I'm just double checking. Wow. Yeah, that's Taurus. Yeah. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I had to restart everything. All right, but let's get back into let's see what we were dealing with Mike Lindell. All right, and what's happened with him losing. I'm over there cracking up. I'm literally cracking up, having a good time, and y'all can't even hear it. Now let's try this again.
A week ago. Okay, if you take polls, okay, you have more than one poll a week ago. Okay, 7%, 9%, and 9% favored by me. If you look up here, you've got a 15% or 13% the other way. These numbers don't happen in elections. They don't, you guys. These are the power of numbers. Now, the day of voters that were supposed to come in, as they came in, I started gaining. And then all of a sudden, and this is coming in from Edison Research, these polls are coming in, everything goes through Edison Research in New Jersey. All of a sudden, 36,000 votes came in and 6,000 for me. That's a deviation that doesn't make sense.
36,000 votes came in. Only 6,000 went for him, ladies and gentlemen. You know this guy, right? This is Mr. Conspiracy Theories himself. And he doesn't understand that a landslide does happen in elections, and unfortunately, you could be on the receiving end of a landslide, but he's got his butt kicked.
And we've had people look at it doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying. We're just going to check all that. And we've had people looking at this election and other elections across the country. Every election across this country, we've had people watching. And I'm not saying that anything's happened, but there's numbers that don't add up, and that's what we're going to look at. And I will have a full report for all of you tomorrow.
Ooh. So that's Mike Lindell, ladies and gentlemen, struggling. Honestly, he's struggling to process that all across the country. And I got to say this, W's to the chat. Not just Mike Lindell, but a lot of Republicans are going to be singing the same song because they're starting to realize that folks all over the country, they understand what Donald Trump and his administration is all about. It's all about enriching themselves and not helping the American people. And what I appreciate is this. Listen to the Republicans. You know it's not right to let Donald Trump grift the American people the way it is. And maybe you don't want to vote for the Democrats, but sitting it down and just staying home. Stay home. Do not vote. Because how could you vote for more of what we've been getting, right? How could anybody, honestly, who claims that they love this country, how could they continue to vote for the nonsense that we are constantly having to put up with as it relates to Donald Trump and the incompetence of his administration, right? And then they get mad at you and I simply for at least calling this stuff out and making sure the electorate is informed, educating them, right? That's what we're supposed to do. And speaking of nonsense, I said to myself, now let's get into what we all know Donald Trump did. Like, this guy talks very, very tough on social media, right? Donald Trump talks real tough, big guy talk. And then you find out behind the scenes, this is what we're having to deal with.
As he finished his trip to the Ankara NATO summit last month, President Trump swept aside a question about why he wasn't flying home on the plane on which he'd arrived, a Qatari-gifted 747.
Oh,
Why aren't you flying on the new Air Force One home?
It's flying to Europe, to one of the big bases, 2 or 3 of the big bases, where we can show it to the people. And we'll be going home by normal methods.
His journey home only appeared normal.
wow.
At 8:24 p.m. local that evening, President Trump boarded the Legacy Air Force
Look
One.
at this.
He turned
All of this is nothing but a big old script he's acting out. And the question I'm asking myself is, did he know he was going to be getting in the food truck this whole time? Did he really know this? Because you can't be talking tough to Iran and then hiding in the back of a food truck. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense.
around, gave a wave to the cameras broadcasting his departure live, and disappeared
Look at this.
behind the closed door, which is when the camera zooms out but doesn't focus on that catering truck. It was parked on the other side of the plane near another catering truck at the level of the doors to let food in or sneak the president out. And 6 minutes later, at 8:30 p.m. local, the truck that usually caters to the
at
president
him.
now secretly
Look at him.
carrying him.
This is MAGA. You could never say we don't look like a weak country. You can never say that after it's now out there that your dear leader, your daddy, is in there with the lettuce and the tomatoes and the ketchup and the Diet Cokes. That's where he's hanging out at right now. And he's leaving the press to be targeted by Iran. This is not strength. This is weakness.
It backs up away from Air Force One toward another U.S. government plane parked behind, unbeknownst to the press corps. The other plane, an Air Force C-32A, usually reserved for the Secretary of Defense or other senior officials, but not the president. At 8:44 p.m. local, the Legacy plane takes off without the president, who was in fact still on the ground in the smaller plane, as the camera focuses on the plane that had become a decoy.
So he sends them up in the air to get taken out by Iran while he's sitting on the tarmac. Think about this. No, this right here screams he's not fit to be the president of the United States. How could anybody allow their fellow Americans to be targeted by a foreign government and not give them a heads up, just send them out there? What if they decided to take that jet out? You would have sat there and knew that was coming?
Flying to the United Kingdom's Mildenhall Royal Air Force Base. When the Legacy Air Force One landed there, it took the president 40 minutes to disembark. Apparently the time it took him to land in the smaller plane and secretly move onto the Legacy plane and walk down the steps as if
struggling to walk down the stairs, acting like he's been on the plane the whole time. Food truck pulls back, the plane lands, food truck pulls up, dumps him back inside. He comes up the stairs, and then he says, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And then next thing you know, he walks off the Air Force One acting like he's been there the whole time. And MAGA, you fell for this. The whole country honestly fell for it. We didn't know all of this stuff was happening. And now looking back, we're sitting here saying to ourselves, wow, you can't tell me this doesn't make any sense.
if nothing had happened. He then walked the new Qatari-gifted plane, where on board he told journalists there was nothing unusual going on.
So you're saying there wasn't a security concern?
No. Why we?
Security operation. Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against Air Force
Well, I have
One?
his threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go.
If I go, you go. Spoken like a true cult leader. He doesn't care about your lives at all. That's why I told you, Trump supporters, by the time this man is done, a lot of you're not going to be here anymore. He's coming up with all kinds of creative ways, MAGA, to destroy you. And I do mean that. Wipe you off the face of the earth, because as long as he can save himself, you're expendable.
Right?
But we now know in the 4 hours.
You're expendable. And then yesterday we got more context from your dear leader about that whole thing. he gave a bit of a gaggle before, he's hopping onto the airplane. Now you don't even know when he's doing these little airplane stunts. You don't know how this is really going to pan out. You don't know if he's going to be sneaking out in another food truck in the near future. But listen to him explain why why he was tucking tail and getting inside of that food truck.
So the Patriot Games were tremendous, a tremendous success. Great young athletes, the future of our country. And we had a great time in Ohio, a fantastic time in Ohio. The country's doing well. The stock market's fantastic record. We have 79 records so far in a short period of time.
Yeah, bro. That sounds cool. But tell us about why he was crammed in the back next to the canned tuna sandwiches, the canned tuna and the sandwiches, and the bag of chips and stuff like that. Like, why were you crammed in the back of that food truck? I don't care about any of these other lies you got.
More people are working right now in the United States than ever before, and prices are dropping fast.
Yeah, but good. We don't believe that, but tell us about that food truck.
Iran is going fine, going just absolutely fine. We totally control the Strait of Hormuz. We have control over it.
Does anyone believe that the Strait of Hormuz is open and being controlled by the United States? Anyone, please, if you believe that, please send us a guest request, because inquiring minds would like to know.
Nobody else, only us. Our Navy is unbelievable, and things are going great for our country. Go ahead.
President, can you tell us about your ride on the airport catering truck in Turkey? Why did you need to do that?
Up to Secret Service. I just follow what they'd like to do.
Oh. So he can't even take accountability for getting his grown, disgusting behind in the food truck next to the food passing, because he was passing gas in there next to all the food, and they probably turned around and made people eat the food he was next to. And that's all he could come up with. Secret Service made me do it. Okay.
So I go by Secret Service and the military. They wanted me to go on a different flight, a different plane, equal safety, but they wanted me to do it, so I do it. I do what they say.
You do what they say. Interesting. As the president of the United States, they give you orders. You don't give them orders. Interesting. Okay.
What was the nature of the threat?
There was a threat out there. I didn't really ask him much about it. I get a lot of threats.
President.
He doesn't even want to talk about the threat that forced him to get next to all the food and ruin it for everybody on the flight. You don't want to talk about that?
Darlene Graham has made it to the runoff election in South Carolina. What are you going to do to help her get over the finish line?
She just called me to thank me for the endorsement, and it's great that she's doing so well, and she's a very good woman, and she's got good genetics because she's related to Lindsay, who's a real professional.
Wow.
So we'll see. I'm going to call her right now. She just called me 2 minutes ago. She won by how many points?
Well, it's not done yet, but she's clearly the victor as opposed to all the other people.
And that's good. That's what you want.
Will you campaign for her down in South Carolina?
I mean, just so you understand, I like the other people in the race also. They're all Trump. I mean, they're all Trumpers, but, I endorsed her. I think she's great. It's really in honor of her brother, and she's really a very smart woman. Lindsay loved his sister. More than anything else, he would tell me about his sister.
That's a lie right there. How many people think Lindsay loves something else more than his sister? Honestly. Does anyone think he loves something else more than his sister? Because we know where he hung out at. We know what website he hung out. W's in the chat for Rick. Rick, you're right. He loved Grindr. Every conservative I've ever encountered on social media, I know for sure they have an obsession with that app called Grindr. And my thing is that, Kabira, and my thing is this. I know I'm getting a little off topic. Do I care if you have a thing going on for Grindr and it's consensual? I really don't, because I honestly think the world would be a lot safer and a lot better of a place if folks would just be their authentic selves, right? You hear? But a lot of you are in the closet and it's repressed, and you're trying to live duplicative lifestyles, and maybe even triple, however many different lifestyles you're doing to try to keep all of that stuff under wrap. But trust me, if you just came out and said, I love what I love. I love who I love. We would be doing so much better as a country, right? Right, Kavira? Right, July Love? Josh Hawley? Trump is surrounded by, Scott Bessent. We know who Marco Rubio. We know what these guys really do. Trump himself, because when, he always sees these guys and you could just see him, and I've seen him, the UFC fight. He comes up to this guy. I forgot what his name was. He puts his hand on his thigh. You're so handsome. You're so handsome. And he starts rubbing it. And, you ain't supposed to rub another person's leg like that unless you're trying to get into something. You know what I'm saying? But you're so handsome. You're so handsome. It's central casting. It's like, you don't have to do this. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, he's telling on himself. And that's honestly, and I told someone, right? DL. He's telling Sasha Riley. and the Sasha Riley thing, that's honestly, that gives me nightmares to think about what he did. Because that's some powerful stuff he put up with, you know what I'm saying? And what Trump does, they're saying that's the reason he has to wear a diaper, right? You heard about this? Arnold Palmer, yeah. And I don't like to be as descriptive as this, but word around town is the reason Trump has to wear a diaper, and I gotta say it in a way most folks can understand, especially the street vernacular, is because he was getting his cheeks blown out. Zeus. Okay, I gotta stop. Let's get back to it. He's getting his cheeks blown out.
She's just outstanding. Yeah, he actually said she's better than him. That was hard for Lindsey to say. So she's out there. She's doing a great job.
Mr. President, you've mentioned 2028 several times in the last few weeks. At the dinner, you put on a Trump 2028 hat. Are you serious about seeking a third term?
Everybody asked me that question, and you know that.
Hey, y'all gotta quit making me laugh in the chat. Okay, I'm just putting out there what the streets is saying, all right? And so you gotta understand, when you let somebody do that to you, they tear up all kinds of stuff back there. W's in the chat for Rick. All right, and if that's your thing, do what you want to do, but don't go around here and start judging folks.
The law is very strong on that. I'd love to run, but the law is very strong. I get asked by even tonight they're screaming at the event, 2028.
Yeah.
Now, everybody wants me to do it, but the law is very strong. Thank you very much, everybody.
President,
the Turkey flight, Air Force One.
Yeah, we don't care about any of your other lies, champ. Just look at his face right there. Oh my gosh, how did we stop the camera right here? Woo! Look at that hair. Lord have mercy. Look at this hair. Demon right here. Demon face. Demon everything. This is probably this is who he really is. This is who Donald sees when he looks in the mirror. He sees this ugly individual. This is a possessed individual. Lord have mercy. And now tell us about how you got in the back of a food truck again. I just need to hear it one more time.
Still flew out of Turkey with press and with White House officials on it. How much had Jeff
went over to England when it was shown to the soldiers?
Still at risk, even though you weren't.
Went over to England because the soldiers wanted to see it.
Right, the one that flew.
And they showed it to the soldiers. And we did a switch over there. And it was really as per the military, and I just have to do what they say. They go for safety, and I have to do what they say.
why was
President, on
it
the midterm,
for you to fly on Air Force One, but not too dangerous for the press?
Why was it too dangerous for you to fly on the airplane, but not too dangerous for the press? This right here should eliminate his chances of getting anything in the midterms, because he was putting American lives in danger. That's what he was doing, MAGA. Your dear leader does not care about anyone else's life.
The plane that I flew on was at greater risk.
Oh.
I think it was
Say that, Mr. President.
That would be the plane I think that they would be more likely to go for.
Mr. President, were you surprised, Mr. President, that the Secret Service was telling you to take that third plane?
Not surprised. I have a lot of threats. I have a lot of threats that you don't know about.
Oh.
Any consequential president has a lot of threats. Non-consequential presidents don't get threats. And I think that I'm maybe the most consequential.
Something off.
Wow, look at him. This is Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. endangering the American media, the press, our fellow Americans, and his only answers that he can give them is, well, they weren't after you, they were after me, but if I go, you go. This is how he talks to them. Yeah, I felt like, I was the biggest threat, so I got in back of that food truck and I left you all like sitting ducks. I didn't even tell you that this was something going on. I pretended like I was on the airplane with you, got in a food truck and went into another plane, but you were safe the whole time. Sick and sad. Sick and sad. And I know MAGA doesn't get it, but MAGA, imagine if Joe Biden, imagine if Barack Hussein Obama would have duped the media, left them in an airplane that was being targeted, and went and got in another plane let's just imagine this really did play out. That plane takes off and it gets blown to smithereens. Trump's sitting on the tarmac in another jet. What does that look like? What does that look like, MAGA? I would go as far as to say he was trying to get folks knocked off. That's how it looks to me. And then you think he should be rewarded, allowed to still be the president of the United States? What a disgrace, WZU. It looks like a setup. It looks like a setup. And so, speaking of setups, ladies and gentlemen, I think that makes us move to the next section. All right, W. Kabira. Because when you see stories like this, MAGA, you have to understand why Donald Trump is catching hell like he is. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I got to restart this thing because of the whole restart. Let's go. There you go. What we're talking about is Donald Trump's poll numbers.
All right, this morning we have seen how low the president's approval is on his handling of Iran. But it's not just that the numbers are low, it's how far they have fallen. CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton is here. There has been substantial movement over the years.
Yeah, substantial movement. Sometimes I look at the polling data and I find a surprising nugget, one that I honestly didn't think existed, but then I dug deep in enough and found it. And, there was a great poll questions, feelings on Trump and Iran, handling Iran. Back in July of 2024, 53% of voters who said they were extremely motivated to vote said they were actually confident that Trump would be able to handle the situation in Iran. Look at where that number is now when it comes to his approval among the same group. Just 29% of those who are extremely motivated to vote in these midterm elections approve of the job that President Trump is doing on Iran. That is a giant fall. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about a 24-point fall in just 2 years. What was an advantage for President Trump going into the 2024 election amongst those who really wanted to turn out and vote has turned into a tremendous disadvantage this time around. Promises were made and promises were not kept.
You hear that? MAGA, look at these numbers. And a lot of us see it and we know it's a lot worse. We know these numbers are a lot worse. All right, you can't, but think about it. He has managed to destroy the very base that gave him a second chance. Gregory Jones, you can say whatever you want to say. You always come up with an excuse to keep you comfortable in your bubble. Gregory, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And you're probably in this 29%. True demon, true loyal demon.
They were broken as far as those voters were concerned.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing, because he would go on the stump and talk about Iran because it was a net positive issue for him now. Now it is a very negative issue for
Republicans wish he would keep quiet about it.
What's so funny, Michael? You think this is funny?
Okay, now
you think our men and women coming home in body bags is funny, Michael?
Foreign policy in general is an area where in the past Republicans have seen more support than Democrats. Where do things stand now?
Yeah, if you see these numbers and you're a Republican running for the United States Congress in these midterm elections, you might say, hey, this won't impact me. Not the case. Just look at these numbers.
Look at them.
Party trusted more in wars, conflicts, and terrorism. Back in January of 2025, look at this. Republican.
Maybe this is back with Michael Gregory. Remember, this is back when y'all had the mandate. You didn't know he meant mandate meant him going on a date with other guys, right? You thought that meant your agenda was going to get fulfilled. It didn't get fulfilled. And you ask yourself, Who's the leader of the Democrats? You don't even have an answer for that question, like you don't have an answer for what a woman is. And yet the Democrats are polling better than you. You got egg all over your face.
We're ahead by 18 points, a tremendous advantage. That advantage because of President Trump.
Oh, Jim, hold on, Jim. You see what Jim wrote? Jim, you said CNN, Democrats' choice for fresh BS. Jim, why don't you come on up here real quick? Come on up here, Jim, because you know I have a very strict policy. When demons are in my chat and they're distracting away from the lecture that I'm, the content, then I say, okay, what's really going on? And you must have something super important to tell us, right? So get your special behind up here, Jim, and tell us what's so doggone important, please. The floor is yours, Jim. You're so brilliant, Jim. Come on up here. Do what Big Zeus is doing. Oh, I didn't think so. That's a huge W, Zeus. Yeah, mods, please put Jim in a straitjacket, because if they can't come up here and really hold court like Big Zeus, then they don't need to be heard. They don't need to they don't need to have any kind of, nobody needs to hear from or see them, right? Because they're a distraction. Now let's get back to the reality, Jim, which is your dear leader and his poll numbers, which clearly are not going in the right direction.
Has turned into a disadvantage on a core key question that almost always favors Republicans. Now Democrats have a 2-point edge.
Wow.
That is a 20-point move that we're seeing towards the Democrats. Down the Republicans go because down goes President Trump. They are simpatico on this one.
Down goes Trump. That's what I love to hear. W's to the chat. And this is why having shows like this is very important, because people are listening and now they've wisened up to who Donald Trump and his supporters really are. And they're saying absolutely not.
And if you think this is something, Harry, where do Americans think this is headed? That's a real doozy.
Yeah. And this, I think, perhaps is the most shocking thing about this, all these numbers that I'm bringing you today. I mean, just look at these. Okay, say U.S. will reach a good deal with Iran ultimately. Just 27% of all voters believe that. And get this, just 41% of Republicans believe it.
Look at that. That's less than half of the Republicans. That means a lot of you Republicans out there, actually, I think all of you know he's lying. Only 41% of you are still gullible in supporting the lie. And you know how it always plays out. When you support a lie or a liar, it always ends up backfiring on you. It always does. And so, like I said, I love watching MAGA get owned. I really do.
We are seeing below 50% across the board on this issue. And this is the reason, I think, more than any other, that folks disagree with Trump and Iran, because they simply put, don't see what the point of it is. They don't see a way out of it.
Yeah, 41%
Just
of Republicans.
41%.
That tells you something here about where the people think it's headed. All right, Harry, I'm old enough to remember a time when Donald Trump really wanted to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, I think this crushed Donald Trump's chances of winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Chance Trump wins the Nobel Prize in 2026, according to the Couch prediction markets. You go back a little bit under a year ago, it was a 33% chance. Now we're down to just a 4% chance. The Iran war has brought Trump's chances of bringing the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My, oh my, how the tables have turned, Donald Trump. And remember, MAGA, you're supposed to be winning.
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in.
Right.
You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country.
Look at those
because
poll
we're going
numbers.
to turn it around, and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans.
Yeah.
We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much.
What are we going to do?
You may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Woo! Hey, MAGA, are you, no, there has to be a Trump supporter out there that still feels like they're winning. I've been searching high and I've been searching low all over social media lately, ladies and gentlemen, and we cannot find any of you out there that are winning. And now we've been forced to have to go back and watch, memories of Trump supporters, right? W July love. We have to watch memories of you Trump supporters, memories like this.
If he told you that his political enemies deserve to get arrested, would you believe him?
Yes.
Yeah.
If he told you that all Democrats are scum, would you believe him?
Yes, Democrats.
Democrats.
Yeah.
Because that's his phrase. You're saying it as well.
Yeah. I watch everything he does. I watch it all day long.
You would literally do anything he told you.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
I want to volunteer. I want to be a nurse for him.
You want to be a nurse for him?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
I mean, he needs a nurse.
change his bedpan?
Yes. No problem.
No problem changing Trump's bedpan.
Love to see that.
No, he doesn't need it, but when he does, I'll be there. And you don't have to pay me.
You don't even have to pay
change
me.
his bedpan for free.
Yes.
Free. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make stuff like that now. Thank you, Kamira, for sending me that video. Yes. Like, when she said yes, she said it like, duh. It's so obvious that I want to do that. You know me. I get down like that. She said it just like that. I said, wow, you got folks really out here, ladies and gentlemen, drinking the Kool-Aid, all right? Next, let's get into Darlene Graham, all right? Because this is very, very disturbing. She had her little race and, they're going to do a special runoff election because she didn't do the clean sweep that she thought, even with Donald Trump support. But it's remarks that she's making, honestly, that give me pause, all right? So let's listen and she's from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham's sister. She is trying to make herself out to be a real politician, and I'm just listening to her, and she said something here that really I think we need to have a conversation about.
I want to hear from people, and I want to earn their vote.
Sarah, what would you say to folks that are saying that you're just being handed this?
I don't see it that way. I'm not being handed this seat. I realize that I have to earn voters.
Does anyone believe that she's not being handed this seat? No, because when someone starts out with a lie, then you have to assume, assume a couple of things. Either they're lying to you intentionally or they truly believe what they're saying. And either way it goes, it's not good, right? Because if she truly believes what she is saying is true, then that tells you she's not fit to have this position. But then if she is lying, then it's obvious, yeah, she's not fit for this position. But yeah, she actually put it out there that she was not handed this seat, even though Donald Trump handpicked her.
I don't see it that way. I'm not being handed this seat. I realize that I have to earn voters. So I'm working really hard.
You're right, Ange. Installed. She's being installed, just like you Trump supporters said Kamala was. This is why I say we're literally watching MAGA get their retribution. And I love it.
Do that. Like I said, I want to spend the next 2 weeks getting out to as many places as I can. Lindsey was amazing. I will never fill his shoes. No one can ever fill his shoes. And I don't just expect it to be handed to me. I know, again, that I have to earn people's votes. And I'm willing to work really hard over the next 2 weeks to get out to earn those votes. I want to work hard every single day for the people in South Carolina. That's why I want to do this, not to be a politician, not for self-ambition, not for power. I want to continue helping the people of South Carolina.
No, you don't. Now, this is Lindsey Graham's sister, ladies and gentlemen, making up lies in front of the people of South Carolina, acting as if, it's you know what? Because this is, I understand she lost her brother, and, irregardless of the politics, that's a sad thing. But when you just get on national television and lie like this, I just have to say to the folks, the wonderful people of South Carolina, please get out there and vote. Do not allow Donald Trump to install someone in as a senator, because they're not looking out for you. They're all taking the same oath, which is pledging their loyalty to Donald Trump.
First, I want to say that this is a very emotional night. because I'm usually standing here celebrating with Lindsay. So I know he's looking down right now, smiling.
You mean looking
that
up?
Gives me
You mean
peace,
looking
but
up?
It's difficult. I want to thank President Trump, his steadfast support, and his complete and total endorsement.
Wow.
Means so much to me. He knows that I will stand with him and fight for his agenda just like Lindsay did.
Wow.
I also want to thank my opponents, especially Russell Fry and Mark Sanford. They ran a good race. Most importantly, I want to thank the Republican voters of South Carolina for having confidence in me. I look forward to the next 2 weeks, meeting with you, listening to your concerns, and telling you more about me and my conservative values. I decided to answer the call to serve because South Carolina and President Trump need a leader who's tough, principled, and will fight to advance our conservative values in Washington. I've been accused of not being a politician, guilty as charged. I will spend the next 2 weeks of this runoff meeting with voters and, unlike some politicians, listening to their concerns. Yes, listening to their concerns. This seat belongs to the people of South Carolina, and I will work hard to earn your vote.
Ma'am, see, this is what I got to say. And again, some folks, ma'am, you need to really take your behind home and deal with losing your brother. All right? Outside of that, you are not tricking Big Zeus. I know shapeshifters when I see them. All right? It's a demon inside of you, and you know that you have been picked by Donald Trump to help facilitate arguably one of the most corrupt administrations known to mankind. And you're in on the grift along with your brother. And I'd hate, because I could talk about him as a politician, terrible person, evil, wicked individual. And you're not representing the people of South Carolina when you were installed. How does that work? Name one. Who voted for you? See, you see, MAGA, everything you have cried about with the Democrats, it's literally all happening in Donald Trump's second term, and it's happening at record speed. And this is why I say a lot of you smooth brains, right? And I hate to say it again, but I got to say it. When I tell you about the whole word smooth, I grew up and you seen the movie, or it was a movie to me, right? Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal. Remember that? He goes into the bar, he throws the coin. Remember that? He threw and the coin twirled in the air and it goes inside of the machine and Mike gets down and then, yeah, you remember that? Remember that? And you said, wow, you took the word smooth and you put the word criminal together, right? And I said, that's a bad combo. And after that, folks used to call, back in the day, oh, that brother, that sister smooth, and smooth was a good thing. Then you get here in 2026 and you're sitting back going, what on earth is happening in this country? And they say, and I looked into this, MAGA has a bunch of smooth brains. And I said, what does that mean? It means you don't learn because, when you learn, you get a wrinkle. Smooth brain individuals. And what we're seeing right now is America, at least a third of this country, has some of the smoothest brains you could ever run across. And this is smoother than a Neanderthal's brain, because at least they understood, basic things. MAGA doesn't understand basic things anymore. They literally pledge their loyalty to the most corrupt politician ever. Then they, get this, they'll go to church on Sunday. Right? They'll go to church on Sunday. They'll hear what the word is supposed to say, supposed to get their soul right, and they'll literally walk out and go right back to worshiping the devil. And then they'll get on social media and try to tell other folks how they should be living their life. Smooth brain behavior, ladies and gentlemen, smooth brain behavior. And it's all leading to one spot. And they say, well, where's this all leading, Zeus? A lot of you Trump supporters are going straight to hell. A lot of you Trump supporters, honestly, you're going straight to hell. And so I just want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, to the wonderful people of South Carolina, please get out there and do not vote, all right, for Darlene Graham. She is not qualified for that position. And if you really do not like DEI, then you got to stop allowing the Republicans to get away with using DEI to install candidates. Stand on business, W. Zeus. Uh-oh, we got a restriction. Uh-oh, I don't know what that's about, but you know what? We will move on. All right, let's move on to the last part of today's show. And this has to do with, it's sad news, ladies and gentlemen. It is. It's really sad news. Many of you might not know this, but it looks to me like, well, not this looks to me, credit card debt rises to what? $1.26 trillion, leading to an all-time record high. Let that sit there, Snowbird. Snowbird. Americans' credit card debt reached $1.26 trillion, increasing by $21 billion in the second quarter of this year, according to new data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Overall, outstanding credit card balances are now just shy of $1.28 trillion, all-time record set in the fourth quarter of last year. Strong consumer spending typically results in higher credit card debt. Economists have also pointed to rising prices, including for essentials like groceries, gas. Groceries and gas. That's a good combo, right? Groceries and gas as a factor behind the rising balances, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, we always try to bring content that's relatable to this show. So I want MAGA to listen up to this very, very sad situation we got going on, all right?
Mother had to move in with us at the time.
For 35-year-old Helena Emanalo, it started innocently enough.
My mother had to move in with us. At the time, it was my husband and I. We had a little baby, and then we had another baby on the way. The amount of people in our house almost tripled in a very short time span, and expenses tripled as well.
Wow.
To meet them, like so many other Americans these days, she turned to credit cards.
Uh-oh.
It's very easy to swipe, and, you know, this is an emergency, and everything can be an emergency right now.
Yep.
Before she knew it,
I accumulated about $20,000 in debt.
Wow.
Compared to one estimate of average household debt nationwide, about $10,000. But
are you winning, MAGA? No, seriously. Are you winning?
Credit card delinquencies to their highest rate in 15 years.
I accumulated about $20,000 in debt.
Compared to one estimate of average household debt nationwide, about $10,000.
Yep.
But it's the most indebted, like Emanalo, who've driven credit card delinquencies to their highest rate in 15 years. Bankruptcies up 12% in the last year alone.
Wow.
Once you start adding all of that up, well, you realize you don't have enough money for daycare. Or you don't have enough money to pay your electric bill.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, things just get unmanageable very, very quickly.
People talk about a debt spiral. That sound familiar?
It does. Yeah, it does. I kind of found myself in like an endless cycle of just like trying to pay something, even though it wasn't making a dent in the overall amount that I owed.
And it's not just millennials and older generation members like Emanalo now caught up in the debt interest whirlpool.
It's a huge problem, and it's a specifically huge problem for young people.
Personal finance guru Beth Kobliner first published Get a Financial Life for Young People, now in its 5th edition, 30 years ago. The early life debt dilemma since? Worse than ever.
Wow.
We've seen the rate of credit card debt for young people go up about 190% since 2020.
And student debt now near $2 trillion.
Look at this. Donald Trump isn't worried about that. Remember the Dow? The Dow is over 50,000. Wow.
25-year-old Bridget Klinger.
A lot of what I earn immediately goes to trying to pay off all of this debt. every month.
Yeah.
Gen Z has more debt than any other generation in history before it.
Let's talk about how much credit card debt I have, and spoiler alert, it is a lot.
Wow.
Hey, is there any other 18-year-olds with like 6,000 in credit card debt?
And there's a new debt trap for the young, says Kobliner.
Buy now, pay later is one more example of what we're calling frictionless finance, which may sound great, but it's actually quite pernicious. In general, getting further and further away from knowing how much we're spending. And sometimes we don't even realize when we're spending. In the last decade, we literally have changed the way we've made purchases. We no longer take out our wallet, use cash, and count out the dollar bills. Nobody does that anymore.
Not Helena Emanalo.
I was doing a lot of buy now, pay later. And when it came time to pay, I was like, oof, I don't have it.
I don't have it. I don't have it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a good place to pin it. Put a pin in it. Donald Trump has ruined the United States of America. The economy is terrible. MAGA has no answers. That's why when I do these kind of shows, I say, if there's a Trump supporter, why don't you just send us a guest request and bring us the proof that Donald Trump is actually delivering, right? Because we can see the numbers. We hear the stories ourselves. We know it's all a bunch of lies and nonsense. Why don't you? What are you getting out of supporting Donald Trump, MAGA? You like watching your fellow Americans suffer to take care of themselves and their families? Oh, but I guess, what they say, racism is expensive. If he could convince you that the border is sealed and it's closed, you'll give him your souls. You'll give him your souls. And that's the sickest thing we got going on in this country. And that's why I think shows like this are very, very important, because we got to make sure most folks out there, especially people that are not able to keep up with politics like we do, we have to make sure they understand that the Republicans are trying to scare you, all right, into believing that they know what they're doing when the facts are all they're doing is trying to enrich themselves at your expense. And that's a huge W, Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the monologue. Let's go ahead and open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. W Great Skate, Vegas, you have a question? Are you really? Do you really have a question, Vegas girl? Or are you just putting that in the chat to be a contrary individual? Because if you're just asking crazy questions, I don't want to hear it. All right. All right. Okay, fine. Kabira pinned it. I'll take it. All right. Yeah, Vegas, come on up here real quick. I'll answer your question. What does racism have to do with it? And you know what? I don't even need to answer the question. How about that? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got next? Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing? Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I wanted to speak on Darlene Graham.
Okay.
So when you were playing the clip, what she was saying, it sounds good, right?
Right.
You talk about privilege at its best, because to earn the people's vote, you would have said no to the appointment and you would have ran for the seat.
Yeah.
That's how you earn people's votes, because you literally fell your way into a seat that you don't know anything about. The fact that she said, oh, I'm going to represent the people of South Carolina and President Trump. Well, no, none of us represent President Trump. Everybody is supposed to represent the people, because I remember a document, Zeus, that says we, the people.
Yeah. The Constitution.
We, the people. And people lose sight of this. I noticed during your monologue, you had some idiots. Every time you would talk about Trump, they always want to make excuses.
Really?
They always want to make excuses. But what about, they're part of that we.
Yeah.
They are part of that we, the people.
Right.
The fact is, and I'm sure they get sick of hearing this.
Yes.
Just as much as we get sick of saying it.
Yeah.
I'm sure if that had been Barack Hussein Obama or Joseph Robinette Biden
Right.
doing everything that this man is doing, they would be up here crying, saying, well, what about we the people?
Yeah.
Well, come on, y'all. Y'all can't have it both ways.
Facts.
The difference between people on our side, and I don't even say the blue side anymore.
No.
Because I'm sorry, I don't vote blue no matter who. I don't do that no matter who.
Oh.
Because it's the person that counts.
True.
It's your moral clarity that counts. And the last time I checked, we still have corruption in the Democratic Party.
Bingo.
But my point being is that if she really truly, I know she doesn't, but if she really truly believes in the statement that she's saying, she wouldn't be talking about Donald Trump.
No.
It would be all about the people of South Carolina and what you would like to see happen for the people you might be, that you're representing right now, because she got put into the seat.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you did bring it up.
Yeah.
You brought it up earlier that they're not in these comments. They're not coming up on your platform saying that she was just put in office, which she was, but yet they continue to say that about the last presidential election with Vice President Harris, who got the votes to become the Democratic nominee.
W's in the chat for Vice President Kamala Harris. I don't care what people say about her. She played the game and she didn't break any rules, right? She did get those votes.
But she got the votes. That's the difference. No matter how many lies they tell you, Zeus, no matter how many lies they tell you, when President Biden dropped out of the race, he wasn't even the Democratic nominee at that point. That's why they call it the presumptuous nominee. Because you still have to go through the process.
Amen.
And he had not gone through the process. So there's one more thing before I get out of here,
Let's
Zeus.
go. No problem.
So if my brain had to go there, I'm going to take y'all brain there with me.
Where?
So play that video again with the Trump supporter about the bedpans, that lady right there. Please play that again. And when I tell you to stop, please click pause.
Well, I don't think you can.
I know you can't go back.
I can't
but
play.
just-
I can play the video, but we'll stop it there. How about that?
Yeah, just
And
stop
I
it.
love
When
President Trump, and anything he says to do, I do.
Anything he says to do, you will do.
I will.
Literally anything.
Him and Jesus, yes.
Okay.
Those are my two top guys.
If he told you to that an election was stolen, would you believe him?
Yes.
If he told you that his political enemies deserve to get arrested, would you believe him?
Yes.
If he told you that all Democrats are scum, would you believe him?
Yes, Democrats.
Democrats.
Yeah.
That's his phrase. You're saying it as well.
Yeah, I watch everything he does. I watch it all day long.
You would literally do anything he told you.
Yes. I want to volunteer. I want to be a nurse for him. You know.
You want to be a nurse for him?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
I mean, he needs a nurse. I wanna
change his
be a nurse.
bedpan?
Yes.
Stop.
No problem.
Stop. That was orgasmic for her.
Yeah.
She just had an orgasm in front of all of our faces.
That's why I can't get enough of it, right? Because I'm sitting there listening to it, and I say she literally just surrendered at the highest level possible a human being could surrender themselves to Donald Trump in that one little interview. She did.
That was, listen, I'm not trying to take y'all brains there, but that's where my brain went. That was orgasmic I don't want to see old people having orgasms. I'm sorry, I just don't. Well, I don't want to see anybody, but I don't want to see, that was orgasmic for that lady.
Yeah, it was.
And I want to point out, because Val would point this out if he were here.
Brother Val, yeah.
Val would point this out.
What would he do?
We shouldn't be having orgasmic moments for any politician.
No.
They work for us. The fact that this woman just went into cloud nine at the thought of changing his bedpans, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Yeah, I agree. W's in the chat for Brother Nutty. That's sick. You said you could tell her toes started to curl, huh? When she said that. Yeah.
It did. Zeus, you keep playing it, but she was just the exasperation in her voice. Yes.
Yeah, you watch it every time and get something new out of it. Every time you see it, don't you? You see something, you see a little detail that you didn't notice, and you're going, oh, this is either really good acting or this is somebody truly indoctrinated. Which one do you think it is?
It's the indoctrination.
Me too.
It's sad and it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary because those type of people are going to be voting. Those are the type of people that are going to be voting. And that's no laughing matter right there.
Yep. But you know what? We're going to keep exposing these people so that they can wake up. Because it's like shock therapy, what we do on this kind of a platform.
And I want to I'm getting out of here now. Thank you for letting me up. But to Vegas girl, racism is very expensive. So you ask, even though it wasn't a serious question, you ask, how does racism have anything to do with our economy? You, my dear, my friend, I'm trying to be nice in these days.
Yeah.
That's your privilege. Because once again, you can't see beyond your own home.
Hit him.
What is that? That's weird. I still can't get used to that. Thank you guys.
It's one of those gifts. W's.
Yeah, that still throws me off. Yeah. But thank you. But she can't see beyond her own, because I remember when on this very platform, several years ago, when all of my friends, you all accepted her even after her slip. And I said, no. Yes, you did.
I don't remember doing that.
You Shay, all of y'all accepted, saying that, oh, we have to make room. We have to make room. No, I never accepted. She sent me a friend request. I never accepted her as a friend all these years ago because of the comment that she made about her husband makes enough money and she doesn't need to worry about any. That I clocked that. And then the Roosters came home to what? Roost.
They did?
Because she showed her cards. She is MAGA, and she's not even MAGA light. She wanted to make people believe that she was just, she's not MAGA. She's just, whatever. But she showed her cards.
Wow.
And Vegas, I wouldn't go to Vegas to bet on anything because you'd lose badly.
Good point. Wow.
So, Zeus, thank you for letting me up.
You're welcome.
As always, y'all, listen, there's only 146K likes. Come on, y'all. Let's do this.
Get those likes up. Let's go.
Let's get them up. Let's get them up. I will forever, from here until eternity, until the kingdom does not exist any longer, I will always talk about those likes because we shouldn't have to say anything about them.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yep, you're absolutely right.
Wait. Look, did you see her laughing?
Yeah.
Did you see her laughing at what I said about her? Because she knows it's true.
And Vegas, you know what he said is true. So.
She knows it's true.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for having me up, Zeus. Have a great day.
You're welcome. W's in the chat. For the nutty, no lies detected. Where's MAGA Queen? They're suffering right now, Tasha. They're suffering. A lot of the Trump supporters, they're suffering right now. But they've also taken an oath to not share how they are suffering. But if you look all over social media, you'll see a lot of them giving you the the cues that things aren't so great in paradise. That's why when I see the poll numbers and you go back to what it was like in 2025, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, oh yeah, when Trump first got into the White House on his second term, we couldn't keep them off the show, right? They were literally coming in here, rubbing it in our face, and they said, oh my God, this, that, and the other. And then next thing you know, they disappeared. Good morning and happy birthday, Miss Sandris, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, the birthday girl is here. Welcome to the show. How are you? Uh-oh. For some reason, it's still...
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Happy birthday.
Okay. There we go. Good morning. How you doing? The show's been great this morning.
Thank
Oh my
you.
goodness.
Thank you so much. Wow, that's awesome. I had a little technical difficulties, but we figured it out. How have you been doing?
It happens.
Yeah.
Um
Thank you.
wow. So Darlene is totally DEI, just so everyone's clear.
Yeah.
She didn't work for that seat. She didn't earn that seat. And I like how she's emphasized like she's going to earn it. You haven't already. And from the looks of it, like Nettie said, you can't serve
Tara.
you
Wow.
can't serve Trump and the people at the same
You
time.
cannot do it.
Thank you guys.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Well, we're going to
W-
celebrate your birthday
Tara in the chat.
after. Are you going to be around later? I didn't want to
All
cut
right,
you.
let's
We're going to celebrate it after if you're going to be here.
So I was wondering, because I do have to take my son and Danny to work.
Oh.
I don't know how long you're going to run your show for.
You want to do it now? We can
Um,
improvise. We can improvise if you think that makes the most sense.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Because
It's
I
your
got to get
birthday.
him to
It's
work
your
by
birth-
9 o'clock.
All right, fair enough, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a pivot and celebrate Miss Sandra's or my sister Jess's birthday just now. It won't take long. Let's get this show on the ground. And you know, oh, how did that get there?
I heard it was somebody's birthday. I heard it was somebody's
W's
birthday.
in the chat for Rick.
PJ Panda birthday song, yeah. Yeah, today is your birthday. We gon'
Hey, oh, we get you the big camera.
birthday. I know you're so proud.
Hey, 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 hey.
We gon' turn out. About to throw a party.
Let's go. Happy birthday, sis.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I love you,
I appreciate
Jess.
it.
Blow the candles like a
Thank
kiss.
you guys.
Hey, hey,
Throw a party,
hey,
everybody
hey.
break your step. Got a new outfit,
Oh.
and it's lit.
And it's lit.
Best day of the year, you
Hit that cash app. Hit that cash app.
and my parents raised my
Hey, jumping around, up and down. Keep it clean though.
We gon' sing it now.
Hey, hey, hey.
Today is your birthday. I know you're so proud. Today is
You
your
guys.
birthday.
Wow.
We gon'
That's so
turn
pretty.
out.
Look at that, all this love you're getting this morning.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. I wasn't expecting that.
Thank you so much, Jess. You've done so much for us.
Thank you, dude.
No, thank
We
you.
love our community. We love the kingdom. You feel so much here.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you too. Hey. Sing it.
Today is your birthday. We gon' say it loud.
Hey.
Today is your birthday.
Hey.
I know you're so proud.
Hey.
Today is your birthday. We gon' turn out. About to throw a party, get it lit and wild.
Great mom. Happy birthday. Love you, TikTok daughter. Love you, sister. Happy birthday, Jess.
Love you, Ange. Love you, Tara, Kevin, everybody else.
They love you.
July.
Wow.
Yay, everybody. Thank you so much. Gigi, thank you. Thank you, everybody. She fit. You guys are awesome. Look at the fire. Thank you, guys.
Let's go.
Wow.
We did.
Oh, I'm turning red. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah,
You guys are so awesome.
Wow. W's in the
You guys
chat.
are very giving. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, guys.
Well, we caught you. You know, I'd like to catch folks on their birthday because I was caught yesterday, Jess. And I know you're in a hurry. So anything you want to share with us that you're going to do today to, celebrate?
I will probably be grabbing a coffee after I drop off the boys, and I will be heading to work myself, but I have a little gardening gummy for after work and gonna relax a little bit. It's the first day of school for Donna as well. So we're just kind of going through the motions today.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, maybe this weekend I'll do something different.
All
but
right. Well,
right
listen.
now we got to get back into school time.
Make sure you go out and treat yourself on the kingdom. It looks like they've blessed blessed you very, very well. And you've
Thank you
been
guys so much.
very instrumental in my personal growth on this app. You've held me accountable, always checking on me, and I appreciate it. And again, what an honor to be able to celebrate another amazing milestone with you, sis. All right. All right.
Yes, no, thank you so much. I hope you had a great day yesterday and another great day today. And I will see you soon. And I'll be listening in. So I love you. And thank you, everybody in the kingdom.
Oh, thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, sis. Ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for the beautiful Jazz. No lies detected. Wow. Wow, you see how we could just improvise. Love you, yeah. Happy birthday. Wow. Yeah, one of the best shows on TikTok, honestly. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see if we can get some more panelists to come on up here and finish up these conversations about politics before we get on out here.
He's only 19. I told him that don't let it pass this year.
Hey, Craig.
Hey.
What's going on?
How you doing, Zeus? I've been listening at you for over, 4 or 5 years now. And
thank you, Craig. Oh, okay.
And I just said I was going to come up and say, keep doing the great job you're doing.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to let you get back to doing what you're doing, all right? But thank you, brother. I appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my right there. He tapped in. He's already tapped in this morning. All right, moving it along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, who do we got next? Okay, who is this? Let's see, Don Duncan. Good morning. How can we help you? Don Duncan, are you there? You ain't there. Don Duncan means. Good morning, Disney Mom. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. But let me just start off by saying happy birthday, Jess. I hope you have a wonderful day. And happy belated birthday, Zeus. I hope you had a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You too.
All right. So I was thinking, I think that we probably all recognize this, okay? That somewhere along the line, these, I'm going to use your phrase, demon MAGAs, okay? They became the thing that they claim to hate. Okay, they stopped questioning power when it wore their jersey.
Interesting.
And now they're just defending like corporations, like big pharma, intelligence agencies.
Yep.
They just totally disregard that.
Yeah.
And they believed while doing that, I think they believed that they were protecting democracy. But what they were doing is they were cheering when the voices were being silenced.
Really?
And dehumanized.
Yeah. Doesn't that make them inhumane in a way, in your opinion?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then also what happened was their fear actually became obedience. And their morality, I think, turned into basically, like just simply put, control.
Wow.
And they convinced themselves that it was compassion.
Oh.
And to be honest with you, if you're still supporting this, what it is it's not compassion, it's compliance.
That's a strong word. That's a strong word. Compliance. What are they complying with? Who are they complying to?
They're to this administration and to what they are trying to do to this country, just to totally dismantle it.
Yeah.
And they're just perfectly content with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think what they were really energized about was they were being told that they were being true patriots, that they were the ones that loved their country. But we all know that is
They don't
just
even
the furthest thing from the truth.
they don't even know what love is, Disney Mom. They don't know what love is. All they do is pledge loyalty to one person. I don't even think they even know what the country is. I don't think they know what the Constitution is. I don't even think they know how to read. I just believe that their hearts are full of so much wickedness, so much hatred. And you know what? At the end of the day, they hate themselves. Let me just be honest with you. Have you ever met a Trump supporter that just was a loving person and loved themselves and, was in good spirits all the time? Have you ever ran across one like that?
Not yet. I don't think it exists.
I don't either. And these folks literally profess to be Christians. They claim to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. I want a Christian nation. We want Americans to be just like us, right, Kabira? We want the country to believe in Jesus and be as happy as we are. But these folks are suffering. You can see it all over their face. You can see it with the credit card debt. They got measles now. You ever see this stuff? These folks now are getting diseases and stuff that we had already put behind us. Now they showing up with it like it's brand new. Huh.
Yeah.
These are some sick folks.
I mean, they just want to protect the propaganda that just made them feel good about themselves instead of facing the truth, looking in the mirror and self-reflecting on what was and what is the truth.
Good question.
I mean, I'm just going to ask you a question, Maggot. Do you have courage to admit when you're wrong ever?
Any Trump voters out there want to answer this question? Because I can tell this is you're asking because you genuinely try to reach these folks. And I've seen your platform, your shows. Disney Mom does a great job genuinely trying to connect and reach and understand like what's really happening in the minds better than I do. And none of them will ever give us an answer. And what are the Dems going to do? You see that answer we got? And that's from Vegas Girl. Vegas Girl's MAGA. And that's all they can do.
He's
Lost. I've never been so disappointed in my fellow Americans like I am today. But hopefully Disney Mom, one of them will have the courage, like you said, to get up here or even go wherever they are, stop making videos and explain why they've betrayed the United States of America at the level that they have. Because they owe us a great debt. You know what I'm saying? I've always said it, Disney Mom, if it wasn't for folks like you, folks like me, Donald Trump would have them boots on the ground in Iran. And there's nothing that would have stopped him from being able to do that to them because their heads have been so far up that dirty diaper of his. And then what thanks do we get? We get cursed out. They call us Democrats, demon rats. You think about that? Have you ever had that moment to yourself, Disney Mom?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking. Well, all I can say is hopefully we'll get somebody to get up here and give us those answers. And if they do, you'd be willing to come back up and have that conversation with them, right?
Absolutely. I think we all would.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Zeus.
Thank you.
All right, you have a great day.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. That's my beautiful friend. Yeah. So if you're not keeping track of how things are happening right now, we have a laundry list of characters that used to every day say, hey, we love Donald Trump. And day by day, as we get closer and closer to midterms, they've fallen by the wayside. Some of them have been swept up, dragged out to sea, and the sharks are having their way with them, just tearing them up. We'll never hear from them again. Some of them are still out there. Help, help. No one's going to come help them because we know that they're only screaming help because they believe Donald Trump is going to help them. This is what we're seeing right now. These folks have literally, ladies and gentlemen, and it's really because of you. They've literally disappeared from social media. Am I right? They have disappeared from social media. Every time I try to find them, and you go into these red lives that I used to go, I don't even go in there anymore because it's almost abuse what I do when I go into a red live. They know they're down bad, right? They know they're out here looking like wolves with a wounded jaw trying to eat. You know, like we saw with Macaroni Phony Tony, Lonely Homie, right? Has anyone seen him? We annihilate them. We annihilate demons over here. There's no spreadsheets. There's no graphs. There's no charts. No, we do it straight out of the gut. We take them straight to the gutter over here. What do? All right, great. Show us your bank account right now. Oh, why would I show you that? Okay, well, show us something. Why? So I can get doxxed? I mean, they come up with all kinds of excuses. They hide their hands, right? Because they know deep down inside, we're right. We've been right this whole time. We've survived. We survived Donald Trump, the second coming of Donald Trump, right? And, you know, the first time, remember when he first got in office, I knew it was going to be bad when the Tesla blew up. Remember the Tesla blew up in Las Vegas? The day he got into office or a couple of days after, I said, this is going to be, they don't even see it coming. Chaos and destruction coming. That was the first sign God gave you. When that Tesla blew up, then you had Elon admitting Donald Trump was in the Epstein files. Remember that day he went on the X? I loved every day of that because I remember, and Kiki came up here saying, "Oh, happy day." She came up here saying that song, but you could just see all the fantasy that MAGA had about the Epstein file. When Elon dropped that, oh my God, you could just, that was a beautiful day. That was the day MAGA, they had to eat crow and they had egg all over their face. And since then, they couldn't wipe it off because Donald Trump just keeps nailing them with it. And so with that being said, MAGA, I get it. I understand why you don't want to show your faces. Because when you think about it, and I promise you this, ladies and gentlemen, these same people who voted for Donald Trump, once we really get to the bottom of everything Trump has been doing, you know they're going to investigate him and all the crimes and the corruption gets truly exposed. They're going to do like, you know, Peter did Jesus. I never knew him. They're going to deny they knew him. They're going to deny they voted for him. You know this is coming. Oh, yeah. And they're going to come up with, they're going to have a couple of excuses. Oh, I didn't vote. That's going to be their default. Oh, I didn't vote. Oh, I don't trust either party. When you hear them talking like that, those are people who voted for Donald Trump and are ashamed of it. That's when you hear them start denying and trying to make excuses. Oh, I was out of the country that time. Yeah, right. Yeah. Stay gone. Stay disappeared. Because honestly, staying in the shadows is the best thing you could do for your fellow Americans. Good morning, Jim. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Good. Happy birthday, Jess, and happy birthday again to you, my friend. And happy birthday to Angie's mom.
Angie's mom. Happy birthday. You thought you were going to get away, but we got you too. Oh! You're so thoughtful, Jim. Thank you.
Yeah, I try. I mean, Anne showed up for me when I was grieving the loss of my mom this last year. So, I just got emotional. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Breathe. Anyway,
we're a family around
let me
here.
Let me turn on my mean girl.
Oh, you're about to bring out your haters.
Hey.
Happy
So
birthday.
I want to talk about something because I'm really concerned about the mindset we have as a party and the mindset we have as a people. When I say people, I'm including Republicans. First of all, to Snowbat, your rabbit response about Kamala Harris. Let's make this perfectly clear, boo. Math matters. Math matters. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kamala Harris not only was voted to every single office she ever took, she was often reelected to every single office she ever took. In addition to that, she got 4,560 delegate votes. Now, I know y'all don't know what delegates do, but they're the people that give you the votes on behalf of each of the states voting. So the fact that you cannot comprehend that the sitting vice president of the United States received all of the delegate votes, by the way, more than Donald Trump and more than Joe Biden. She received all of them. 4,563. That is an undeniable fact. And in 107 days, she was able to accumulate only a difference of 1.5% of the vote to that fat, disgusting, malignant narcissist sitting in the office right now that is destroying our nation. So until you guys on the right start recognizing that you are wrong every single time, you are the problem.
Yep.
You are the cancer that needs to be cut out of the equation. You are what needs to be radiated with light so bright in blue that shines throughout this country to wipe it clean. And to everybody else, the division within our party has to stop. I said it in my live yesterday, and I am going to say it again today. It does not matter when the primary is over. We must vote collectively to remove the cancer in Congress. It's not just about Trump. It is the cancer that is spreading in Congress. We the people, for the people, means that the people we hired to do the job do not work or answer to the President of the United States. They answer to the people of the United States. We put the us in USA. We put the us in USA. That is us, the people. And for every one of you who have lost sight of that, including Congress, they do not work for Trump. We are supposed to have a body of people to represent the 50 states and the districts of our states in the capital of the United States as a co-equal branch of government. And instead of fighting for the people of the United States, many of them have abdicated. You might want to look that up. Abdicated their co-equal branch of government. So I want every single person in here who doesn't understand that this is up to you. It's no longer somebody else's problem. And when we come up here and we think we've got to vote for a perfect there are no perfect candidates. That's why our voices matter. I just had this conversation with my own son. My own grown son was like, well, that's you. You're the one who is into politics. I'm not into politics. It doesn't matter. And this is somebody who knows it matters. This is somebody who knows it matters, but he said it because he was mad at me. And I said, let me tell you something. Every single part of history is about the fighters that stood up and fought for democracy. Not the people who sat idly by and received from it, but every single veteran, every single woman, every single builder, every single voter is what puts the laws into place for what happens to the next generation. And I will fight with you.
Hit 'em with it.
And I will fight for you to ensure that democracy is better for you and for my grandchildren if you fail to do so. And I will not remain quiet. I will talk shit to you and I will talk shit to anybody who sits on their laurels and thinks that it's going to be handed to you. It is your job as an American. It is your civic duty as an American to remember every life lost on foreign soils protecting your rights. It is your job. It is your duty. It is your patriotic moment in history to put your dot in those stupid bubbles and say, I want my voice to be heard so that democracy can move forward, so women and children can be taken care of medically, so food can be on the table, so we aren't poisoning the waters and the land and the air, so we are making sure that scientists can grow, so that money is coming in abundance to our homes and not to the richest of the rich in the country. I don't care if there is an R next to your name. If you haven't figured out that you were swindled, the problem lies with you. It is not somebody else's problem. It is our problem to solve. And if you are only sitting on TikTok, if you are only sitting on YouTube, if you are only sitting on X and listening to all the problems and not coming up with the solution, I suggest you walk to a mirror right now and look in it. Because you are the solution.
Amen.
You and your vote are the solution. You and your rights have to stand up against the minority that is literally harming us right now. It is literally the tyranny of the minority that is hurting every single American. 735 of them are sitting, working and receiving, not even working, let me take that back, receiving money from us, the taxpayers, taking trips on planes that belong to us, knocking down buildings that belong to us, ripping off names and destroying buildings that belong to us, destroying reflecting pools. You guys want to make a difference? I want to remind you that no matter who gets the primary, you must vote blue. Because if you do anything else, if you don't vote, if you ignore the vote, if you vote red, you're dead.
Treason.
It's over.
Oh, if you vote
People
red,
have
you're
literally destroying our economy, literally destroying our standing in the world. They are literally destroying every single thing that has been built up in this country. And I will be the first to tell you that this country has made atrocious mistakes. There's no other way to put it. My profile pic says it every single day. It literally says if they can make you believe absurdities, they can make you commit atrocities. So if you don't want history to keep repeating itself, then you have to stop believing the hate, stop believing the fear, stand up against the tyranny of the minority, shove the white supremacy right up their ass, and stand up for what matters, which is each and every one of us right here, right now, but more importantly, the future of tomorrow. The future of your children and grandchildren relies on what you do today.
W's
That's
in the chat.
it. That's all I got to say. I'm tired of hearing the far leftists talk about my candidate didn't win. Oh my God. No, your candidate didn't. But you know who did? James Tallarico. You know who did? Gina Hinojosa. You know who did? Crowley. You know who did? Andrews. You know who did? All the people that won the primary are the people that you need to bubble in to take back this Congress. And so for any of you stupid enough to write in the comment section that midterms don't matter, oh, they matter. And you're going to see it in November when we wipe the floor clean. And we literally kick this fat tub of lard right in the nuts and take him down, because we are going to vote in numbers too big to be ignored. Can I get an amen, people? And hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App.
Hit the
Hit
Cash
the Cash
App.
App. That speech is worthy of money.
Thank you. Hit that Cash App, folks.
I love you.
Love you too. It's on your profile, right, Jim? Go ahead and hit that Cash App, folks. This is real A1. This is A1 quality. A1 quality. Thank you so much, beautiful Jim.
I woke up this morning angry. I woke up this morning ready. I woke up this morning trying to remind folks. I was in a live last night just listening. And, it was Isaiah Martin's. And somebody came up saying, Democrats don't, they don't market well. Democrats don't speak well. Democrats, and they're talking about the politicians. Y'all, we are the voice. It's us. It's each one of us every single day that talk to our neighbors. It's each one of us that go to the supermarket and talk to the teller. It's each one of us that go to church and commune. It's each one of us that go to the doctor and have an opportunity to drop a note that we're fighting for democracy. It's each one of us that talk to our children and have the hard conversations that they have to care more about tomorrow. It's each one of us. We are the voice. We are the marketing. It is us. It's nobody else's problem to fix but ours.
Thank you.
Now is the time.
Thank you. W's in the chat. Beautiful, Jim. No lies detected. Thank you, sis. All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right, too. Hit that Cash App. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, because when you got people putting in work like that, I can tell a lot. You know when somebody's really not locked in, trying to win this. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, Pretty Petty. Thank you so much. Jim is awesome. She's so awesome. But yeah. The people who might be thinking about their vote doesn't count, especially the younger generation. I really want you to do some soul searching, right? Because I know where you are at right now. You're being bombarded right now, right? You're being told this is what it takes to be successful. I just shared a segment with you about credit card debt and bills. You go to, you're looking for a job. The job isn't going to be paying you what you believe you need. Well, I know you need in order to survive, which is why I say to you, you're going to have to get to a point as a young person where you have to say, are my parents being honest with me, or are they just simply regurgitating, misinformation and disinformation? Because they might genuinely be nice people, but they might not know what's really going on out here. And you need shows like this to help offset some of that, right? And force you to go into wherever you go and learn and realize, to what Jim is saying, your vote does matter. It's probably it's one of the best kept secrets that you don't get told growing up a lot of times, right? Because people don't want to talk about politics and religion, but it's one of the best kept secrets. Your vote does matter. Your voice does count. And you do have the ability to engage in your local, state, or federal governments. All right. Because believe it or not, the things that you don't think matter are all tied to what these governments are doing. Yeah, it does matter. Yeah, you should know how the taxes are being reallocated and redistributed, the ones that you're paying in your city or town that you live in. Yeah, you should know about different mandates being implemented and how it's going to impact you, because that's the craziest thing, right? When you don't even know what you're doing and whether or not it's even, in some cases, you might not even know it's legal. Some cases, it could be illegal to do it, right? And you don't know this because you're just growing up trying to pay your bills. So ask your parents, say, hey, why are we struggling so much financially? Ask them, tell them what policies have contributed towards this, right? And see if they can give you an answer. If they can't give you an answer, you got to go and do your own research. W. Zeus. Dr. Keisha, nice. Yes, TMZ interview is out, ladies and gentlemen. Please follow Dr. Keisha Davis. Works really, really hard. Does a lot of work behind the scenes to try to get the information out, Medical Collective, all right? Because that's another thing. You might not understand how policy impacts your health, but look at what's happening right now. Donald Trump does a press conference telling you don't need to take, your vaccines, so to speak, right? MMR vaccines, and breaking them up. How does that impact you? You might say to yourself, just like a lot of you did during C-19, oh, I'm not going to get the jab. Fine, you don't get the jab. But what happens when someone else decides that their health isn't a priority and they go around and they say, I don't need anything else. I'm just going to let my immune system do what it does, right? And you've seen these people. They don't wash their hands. They pick their nose and then they grab the food and they want to mix it up with your food. You see these folks doing this kind of stuff, right? You could still get sick secondhand, third hand. Yeah, they're sick. You're not, but they're going to spread it to you. All of these things matter. Hitting the body with some light. So don't let anybody convince you it doesn't matter. That's a dangerous place for a young mind to be, honestly. When someone says it doesn't matter, that's a sign that they need to get some help. All right. No, Vegas, your body, your choice when you are having intercourse, right? I could get that, right? But when it comes to, things around people's health, it's a completely different ball game, all right? The Black Plague, you remember the plague, Vegas? Remember how the plague worked? Because humans were living next to animals and stuff, and so diseases were just jumping from one host to another. It was just super filthy. They didn't use soap or anything. If you're dirty and you're catching stuff that's just super spreader dangerous, if you don't want to get the treatment, then why should we all have to get sick? Why should we have to get sick because you want to be nasty? That's not my body, my choice right there. Now you're a biohazard. Now you're a biohazard, and you think I'm gonna be okay with that? Absolutely not. If I were the president and if I were Joe Biden during C-19 like that, oh, folks would have been in jail. Oh, folks would have been, oh, you don't want to get it? Oh, so you want to go around and cough all over the produce? You remember they were coughing all over the produce? You know, they didn't even want to mask up. Oh, that's assault. Lock them up. W Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. Yeah. Your body, your choice. If you're out here, you know, having fun, procreating and stuff like that, I get it. That's really a personal matter. But when it comes to things that what you got could get onto me because you're not getting treated, oh, no. Oh, that's a group meeting conversation right now. And you got to explain to us in a way I can understand why I should be subjected to you and your filthy germs. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. All right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Big Zeus has to get up out of here. We did a lot today. What a great show. Public health. Tell them, Doc. Yeah. Thank you. What a great show. Amazing. Prepare the cabin for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now landed and arrived at our final destination. On behalf of 3 Crossing Zeus, also known as Triple H, and the entire crew, I would like to thank you for flying with us today. We extend our sincere gratitude to all the viewers who tuned in and listened throughout the show. Your time, attention, and participation made this episode truly meaningful. We are deeply appreciative of your continued support. A special thank you goes to our valued subscribers, generous gifters, dedicated moderators, and esteemed panelists. Your contributions, guidance, and active involvement are essential to the success of the kingdom and allow us to deliver the highest quality experience for everyone. As you prepare to depart, please remember that full recordings of today's episode will be uploaded to our YouTube channel shortly. For information on all my social media handles and future broadcasts,
your vote does
please visit
matter.
the link in the bio.
And
thank you once again for choosing to be a part of the
happy
kingdom.
birthday to your mom
We are honored
and
that you allowed Zeus, also
Jess.
known as Triple H, to guide you to Olympus. Until our next journey, we wish you a safe and productive day ahead. You may now gather your belongings and exit the aircraft. We look forward to welcoming you back on board soon.
All right. You know the deal. What about Biden? Sing it if you know the words.
Yeah.
Sing
What
them.
about Biden? Oh,
Sing.
what about Biden? Stole the whole election night. Read the votes
This
dead
my-
tonight.
Yeah, that ain't right. Remember Biden?
What about Biden? Borders wide open, let 'em flood it. Millions crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin?
What about Biden?
Gas prices sky, inflation wild. Economy dying, can't feed your
Tell
child.
them heaven, right? What about Biden?
Afghanistan mess left them behind.
13 soldiers gone.
Joe acting blind.
Remember this?
What about Biden?
How many U.S. soldiers are gone now?
What about Biden?
What are we at? 18? 18 U.S. soldiers now? MAGA hasn't said a word, hasn't shed a tear.
In the White House, call him Sleepy Joe, cognitive decline.
Everybody know.
Stumbling words, just can't finish a sentence. Puppet on strings, who pulling the leverage?
Hunter's laptop. Remember they got so triggered about that?
Cash flow, million concealed. Family getting pain,
Wow.
influence pedal while we out here struggling, pockets unsettled. Weaponized Doge, FBI raids. Mar-a-Lago storm, but Hunter gets praised. January 6th, locking up brands, but Joe's pacified docs in his garage, man. Keystone cancel, energy weak, depending on foes, got $4 a week. Crime in the cities, soft on the streets, defund the police. Chaos
What
on beat.
about Biden? Hey.
Stole the whole election night.
Big
Read the
friend.
votes dead tonight.
Angel.
Yeah, that ain't right. What about Biden? Borders wide open,
MAGA
let 'em
enlist in
flood
the
it.
military, yeah.
Millions crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin?
What about Biden?
Gas prices sky, inflation
Marissa.
wild. Economy dying, can't
Thank you,
feed your
July.
child. What about Biden? Afghanistan mess left them behind.
13 soldiers gone.
Joe acting blind.
What about Biden?
Yeah, yeah. What about Biden?
Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning. All right, thank you. And again, happy birthday, Jess. Happy birthday, Ange, to your mom. We're out of here. Later, Tara. Later, July. Love. Later, Big Duck.